Skyscream is a short but wild multi-launch coaster at Holiday Park. This is one of several Premier Ride Skyrocket 2 models that can be found across the globe, but I think this is the best one for a few reasons. I will explain why in this review. Premier Rides debuted their Skyrocket 2 model in 2012. The first was Superman Ultimate Flight at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. This was an innovative coaster model. It was the first full-circuit coaster to feature a swing launch. This allowed the coaster to efficiently build up high speeds in a small footprint. It also featured one of the world's tallest inversions, making it a highly marketable attraction. The ride was also designed to be cloned. The second Skyrocket 2 was supposed to go to the Great Mall of China, but the project was plagued by financial troubles and it never opened. Some rides were built or partially erected. Others, like the Skyrocket 2, were fabricated but never delivered. The rumor is that this was the coaster that ultimately became Skyscream. Holiday Park retired Super Warble after the 2013 season. This was an aging Vekoma corkscrew. The ride was quickly removed and replaced with a Skyrocket 2. However, the midway leading up to Skyscream features Super Warble's corkscrew as a memorial. Skyscream opened for the start of the 2014 season. However, the theming was not yet completed. The ride looked naked in its inaugural year, as the queue building was unfinished and the interior had plain white walls. The coaster itself otherwise looked fine. The red track popped on the sky, and the tall tower was quite imposing for riders. The theming was added for the following year. This is an approach many European theme parks have done to allow a coaster to open sooner, which I definitely appreciate. Other examples include Schwerdiskarne at Hansa Park and Halsuberkauf at Tripsdrill. Skyscream received zombie theming and is incredible. The ride's building has a weathered appearance, just like it survived the apocalypse, and it also has some spooky skull murals. Then the queue line feels like a Halloween haunt. It is dark and atmospheric. Ominous music plays throughout. Then there are all sorts of warning signs and exhibits. I have also heard of the park occasionally putting in scare actors, although I have never personally experienced that. On my recent visit though, the ceiling lights were on, which took away from the atmosphere a bit. I'm not sure if that was just a temporary thing, or if this is now a permanent change. I certainly hope it is not. Now, because of the dark theme, riders must be at least 14 years old to experience the attraction. That is 3 years older than the minimum age to ride Expedition G-Force. I have never seen them enforce it, but keep that rule in mind if you're visiting with a younger kid who meets the height requirement, but may not meet the age requirement. Skyrocket 2s do not have the best capacity on paper. This one operates with just one train. While the ones at the SeaWorld chain have 3-car trains, this one is just a 2-car train. Each car is 3 rows of 2, so the train holds a max of 12 riders. That's not a lot, but Skyscream has always been a walk-on in my summer visits to Holiday Park. I think there are a few reasons for this. 1, it is located towards the back of the park. 2, the ride has a relatively short cycle time. 3, the crew loads the attraction fairly quickly. This coaster does not have any seatbelts nor comfort collars. You have just the U-shaped lap bar. The lap bar is fine for me. While the crew does not staple, the ride's positive Gs can push the restraint down further, so I would recommend holding on to it once checked. I do have 2 gripes with the train though. First, there is very little clearance in between the seats. This makes it extremely awkward getting in and out of the train. You'll likely have to wildly contort your body. Second, the shin guards can be painful. Unlike most rides where the shin guards contour around your legs, the ones on Skyrockets are flat wedges, and there's minimal clearance. If you're in those first 2 rows of a car, you can at least tuck your legs underneath the seat to get some extra room. You cannot do this in the back row of a car though. This is because row 3 and 6 have a metal plate directly beneath the seat. This means your legs have nowhere to go, and they will be pinned in place by the shin guards. This gets very uncomfortable, and I'm just 5'9". I dread to think what they're like for someone taller. So my favorite seats in this coaster are row 4 or 5. I like the better width of the back car, but I need that extra legroom. The front is enjoyable as well for the rush of wind and the stronger air ascending, so try both if you have the opportunity. Now let's move on to the ride experience. Normally, there will be a flashing light and warning sirens preceding the launch. This built a lot of anticipation for the launch, especially after the unsettling queue. As with the queue, the station lights were on my 2024 visit, and the sirens were not in use, so hopefully this does not become the new norm. The ride uses a multi-pass LSM launch. The first launch is not too powerful. It has a slight kick and moves you forwards. Then those in the front car go up the tower ever so slightly, so they'll get some weightlessness. You then roll backwards and hit launch 2. This is the best launch on the ride. It has a much more potent kick, and the sense of speed is accentuated by roaring through the tight station. You are then blasted by strong positive Gs as you ascend the non-inverting loop. You stall at the apex before traveling back down to the station, but not before another dose of positive Gs. You then have your third and final launch, which brings you to the ride's max speed of 62 miles per hour, or 100 kilometers per hour. It has a solid kick as you're pushed through the station, and the speed is fantastic. You get another surge in positive Gs, and you ascend the 150-foot, or 46-meter tall tower. It's an intense maneuver given it's at a 90-degree vertical angle, and the track also rapidly twists 180 degrees. And the crest is super sharp as well, so you get some wild airtime. Everyone starts to float towards the top. Then the front gets some epic ejector airtime at the apex. In the back car, the ejector airtime at the top is briefer and less intense, but still good. The coaster quickly slows down, which makes the next element even better. You have an ultra-slow barrel roll high above the ground. This offers some incredible hang time as your entire body is supported by the lap bar. I know some find this a bit uncomfortable, but I personally love hang time. Then you have the ride's largest drop. It's a vertical twisted plunge. There is a trim at the start, so you crawl over the crest, but once it disengages, you'll get some extreme negative Gs. Those in the back car get violent and sustained ejector airtime. While still forcibly yanked from your seat, you also get strong laterals from the 180-degree twist. This drop is so sharp that even those in the front car get ejector airtime as well, but it does definitely hit harder in the back. And as icing on the cake, you get a lot of head choppers whizzing past the supports. This really is one of the more underrated drops out there given just how intense it is. The pullout takes place above the station and offers another rapid dose of positive Gs. Then you have the non-inverting loop. This rides a lot better on the 2-car models in my opinion. These ones offer a little airtime paired with a disorienting twist. You then drop back into the station and hit the brakes. You'll climb up the tower ever so slightly, but then you roll back into the station and come to a stop. Now this coaster is short, as it has just 863 feet or 263 meters of track. You do travel more track length given the multi-pass launch, but the prime ride time is still really short. That being said, the coaster is relentless from the second launch all the way to the brakes. Most premier coasters are very smooth, and Skyscream is no different. The only potential issue is if you find the shin guards or lap bars uncomfortable, but that's not an issue with how the train tracks. So what would I rate Skyscream? I would give this coaster an 8 out of 10. I usually give Skyrocket 2s a 7 or 7.5, but this one gets an extra bump for the lack of comfort collars and the horror theming. These make it the best Skyrocket 2. The queue is really well done. It is so atmospheric. Then the ride experience is delightfully wild, offering some fun launches, extreme airtime, and oodles of hang time. This really is one of the better cloned coaster models out there. So those are my thoughts on Skyscream at Holiday Park. What are your thoughts on this coaster? Do you agree it's the best Skyrocket 2? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.